All right. So coming up here in exactly 2 weeks from today is the next round of wellness season. And for those of you not sure what we're talking about, that is New Year's Day, January 1st. That's when the entire population of the United States, well, not maybe the entire population, but a lot of people wake up with, you know what I'm going to do this year? I'm going to finally insert the blank.
Yep.
And almost every time, Elia, that insert the blank has to do with what?
Has to do with transforming their health. It has to do with finally losing the weight, finally overcoming, diabetes, finally getting rid of the pain, finally, as you said, insert the blank. And there's a new level of commitment to really make that happen.
And so one thing that Ellie and I have noticed after we've been doing Move, Think, Smile for so long. So for those of you who are new to us and our integrative marketing and functional business growth group, Move, Think, Smile has been around since 2011. So yay for us. But Ellie and I have been working together for more than 20 years in different businesses. We've been in retail together, brick and mortar. We have been in service industries quite a bit there. We've been in manufacturing, big items, not just little ones. And one of the things that we see happening time and time again is that people are not properly trained on how to run their business. It's just like becoming a parent. Nobody teaches you how to be a parent, even though they should. They really should. They should have some type of crash course in this thing. Or when you get married, nobody teaches you how to be a great wife or a great husband, but they should. They just really, really should. And just like when you become a business owner or you get into a business, nobody teaches you this stuff, but they should, unless you want to go to Northwestern University like I did, get a master's degree and spend 2 years and more than $120,000 on trying to learn business and marketing skills from a top-notch academic university.
Yep.
Which is exactly why we are here. We've got a special announcement that we are launching our new IMFBG certification beta. And that literally stands for Integrative Marketing and Functional Business Growth. Mm-hmm. And Elio, what is it about this and why did we decide to actually launch this thing?
Well, we really wanted to put the importance on, like you said, learning skill sets, really learning skill sets. Because one thing that we keep seeing over and over and over again is people come in, a lot of times they're like, I hired this person to do that, or I hired that company, or I hired this agency. And it's just like, no one can get me the results that I want. And people they just seem really frustrated, right? And so we just realized that I think one of the core issues here is that they don't really understand their messaging. They don't really have the skill set in this area for their business. And when you don't have it and you hire out somebody else to do it, usually that's a recipe for you feel disappointed because you're expecting somebody else to be a mind reader and they don't know your business as well as you know your business. And there's just not been that kind of level of thought on how you market your business with your particular clientele. And so we really feel like that there's a space for this, and we know there's a space for this. Yeah.
Well, it's not just this, but here's what we're doing. So we're launching our new Impact Certification Beta, right? And we're looking for 5 beta testers to get fully certified on integrative marketing and functional business growth. So if getting your patients and clients the strongest results possible in the shortest period of time while saving them thousands of dollars each over traditional sickness-based healthcare where they are just managing and mitigating their symptoms, all while exponentially increasing your bottom line. If that is important in 2024, then you will likely find what we are doing very powerful. And here's what we're looking for. Number 1, you're dedicated to functional, integrative, holistic, regenerative, longevity health in some form or fashion, helping people overcome wellness challenges, physical, mental, or emotional, through root cause resolution. Does that make sense, Ellie? I know it's a mouthful.
Yeah, that's it is a lot, but that's all right. Basically, you're passionate about helping people get better, which means you're legitimate, you have integrity.
Well, instead of just managing and mitigating the symptoms. So if I'm diagnosed with diabetes, I go into a diabetes management program. They help me deal with the symptoms. They don't get to the root cause and make the diabetes go into remission. That's what we're talking about.
Yep.
Whatever might be happening there. So we're looking for that. First of all, you're dedicated to that. Number 2, you want to install an impact-driven profit system. Impact meaning that we are impacting people's lives, you're impacting the health of your company, and of course, you're impacting your own free time too. An impact-driven profit system into a health company. So you want to install an impact-driven system into a health company that saves people $162,500 or more over traditional healthcare while adding at least $116,400 to your bottom line. And if you've watched any of our stuff, we're going to go to the CDC. Their whole stat is $16,750 every year is what somebody spends to manage a disease, even if they have insurance. So if you've got like a 5K offer out there, you just saved them 162 grand over the next 10 years. You put that money back in that family's pocket, which is super cool.
And Adam, what I think is really important too, because I mean, you just rattled off a whole bunch of numbers, right? And if you're sitting there like, oh my God, where are all these, so many numbers, is just really coming back to the word system, is having something systematized in your business. Because I know for a lot of the people that we talk to, marketing and selling their services and really, and or trying to figure out how to increase their profit margins, it just feels like chaos to a lot of people, and or they feel lost, or they're not sure where to start, or they're not sure what the real constraint is. And so again, the key word here is system, something, a step-by-step process that you and your team can follow with your lead, of course.
Yeah, so you're dedicated to integrated functional health, number one. Number two, you want to install an impact-driven profit system into a health company. That could be yours or it could be someone else's. Number three, you want to save anywhere between $24,000 to $120,000 annually on third-party outsourcing, creating a new client acquisition system in-house. Meaning you don't need to go out there and find another agency. You don't have to mess around with those and be unhappy with the results because they don't get it.
Yeah.
Right, Ellie?
Yeah. And I think what's really important here is, we've been talking to a lot of people who've been in business for quite some time. And or they have a great team around them, even if they're only like a year or 2 years in, they have a great team around them. And if you have a great team and your team is dedicated to sticking with you in this business and sticking with you in growth, and they want to learn through this whole process, this is an incredible experience for your whole team. Because again, there are going to be different areas of this where you want not just you speaking this language and understanding the marketing of your business, but the other people, the health coaches, the life coaches, the supplement specialists, all that kind of stuff. You want people understanding the basics of this so that you can convert more potential clients into your practice.
Yeah. And so that was number three. You want to save a bunch of money so you don't have to dork around with agencies, right? Because what happens, Elliot, and I'm not here to bash agencies. What I'm here to say is that most people hire an agency who do not understand how to manage the agency.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when things go wrong. So if you want to hire an agency and you don't want to do everything, that's totally cool. I get it. Like I would do it. And we do it too. Like we bring in third-party houses, but we don't bring them in unless we know what we're doing and we know what they're doing. Because if you can't judge what they're doing and you just go with what they have, next thing you know, they build all this stuff, you spend all this money and nothing's happening. So we really want to avoid that for you guys.
Yeah.
And then number four, you want to add a new high impact, meaning it impacts someone's lives, it impacts the bottom line, high ticket, which typically means high margin, you got great profit margins out there, into a wellness business in the next 28 days and start enrolling people next month. Let me say that again. You want to enroll a high impact, high ticket offer into a wellness business in the next 28 days and start enrolling people next month. Number five, and this is what's really important to me, like this is why we did this thing. I spent a lot of time in school. Graduated with honors, did go to Northwestern University. I was in the Kellogg School of, it's been a while. I was in the Medill School of Journalism and took classes into Kellogg School of Business Management. So if you want graduate level skills on maximizing revenue and profit streams, either in your own health company, right? You want to do it for yourself or for others, increasing your job marketability without spending 2 years. And the current tuition for a graduate program at Northwestern is $129,774, which takes a while to make up. If you don't want to waste that 2 years and that cash getting a master's degree from a top business and marketing school, then you're definitely going to want to pay attention to what we've got going on here, because this is why we're doing this. We're doing this to empower people. And again, I want to go back to what we're seeing at the beginning, and that is so many people become business owners or put in charge of doing business stuff who've never been trained properly on how to gauge what's really going on.
Well, and I think another really important thing here, Adam, is, for so many people, like business in the face of business, especially just online, brick and mortar, wherever, business is changing fast. Mm-hmm. And I have to say, if you're like me, I've been, consuming all kinds of business books that I can find, but there's still something so powerful about working with someone and learning from someone who is in the exact same business and field that you are in, and how their learning can really help bolster yours. And so this is where, again, I think it's just so powerful that we have the ability to learn from each other in this way, learn from people who are a few steps ahead of you and who have been in the space and understand, not just marketing in general, but marketing for health offers, marketing for transformation, marketing to to basically a sick, tired, exhausted, in pain, not feeling well market, which is a whole different strategy, because you've got people that just really aren't thinking that clearly, or are so used to feeling bad that they've forgotten what it's like to feel good. And so it's definitely, there's a lot of nuance here that, again, you're not going to get in just a general marketing course.
Now, what's really important is that we are choosing the 5 beta testers this week by Friday, December 22nd. Now, if you're watching this after that date, we will likely still have the Integrative Marketing Functional Business Growth Impact certification in place. It's just going to be out of beta. So it's going to be a little different. So here's what's really special right here. So remember, you got to be dedicated to root cause resolution through integrative and functional health. You want to install an impact-driven profit system that saves people a ton of money while adding at least 116 grand to your bottom line. You want to save a lot, up to 6 figures annually on third-party outsourcing. And you don't have to mess with the agencies anymore. You want to add that high impact, high ticket offer to your wellness business in the next 28 days and start enrolling people. And you want the graduate level skills to either apply to your own business and maximize your revenue and profit, or to someone else's. So you have those skills that travel with you, not just in your own business. We're going to be choosing those 5 beta testers. And what's even better, anybody who gets in by Friday are going to get 62% off our normal price point. Plus, they get twice the support and extra time to complete the certification. So what this means is we're offering the 5 of you exclusive access to the whole thing at the rollback pricing, what we used to do back in October 2018 with extra support. And what's really important is this does work even if you don't have an online presence, if you don't do paid advertising, and you don't even think you have a warm network. Trust me, this is good stuff here. Now, it is first come, first serve. So if this even remotely interests you, I would highly suggest going to the description. And if you're looking at this on Facebook, it's going to be the post description above this video. There's a link in there and you can apply there. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, you can go down to the description down below. There's the link in there, but it's going to be in the description, and that's how you can do it. And Elia, I'm pretty sure that our bookkeeper probably thinks we're nuts.
Yeah, no, I really think that this is an incredible opportunity because, as we say with beta, that you get the opportunity to give us some feedback, but also, you get an opportunity to really work with us a lot closer than people moving forward will be. And this is, again, like we said, that opportunity to be able to feel like you have more control and you are clear about your path to marketing and how you're going to bring in more clients. But not only that, how you can increase the profit margin for where you're currently at by increasing your price points and understanding how to express that to potential new clients. Because this is something that we see a lot too. People are like, oh, that's great. I hear, I see people increasing their pricing, or I want to be at a higher ticket offer and I want to do more of a transformational 3 to 4 month process with people. But how do I do that? And how do I communicate that? And how am I going to get people, not just balking at me and being like, oh my gosh, that's ridiculous. Like, how could you charge that? And so we handle all of that stuff, which I think is really, really important when it comes to our health and wellness practitioners, because they can often feel like marketing feels slimy. They can often feel like sales is slimy. They can often feel like, how do I do this with integrity? How do I do this in a way that feels like I'm in alignment with this, but I still am able to bring people in with my marketing? And that is a really, really important question for the people that we work with and what we address in this.
Well, Ellie, I want to stack on this because this is not just marketing.
Yep.
This is functional business growth. It is integrative marketing and functional business growth. So I don't want people to lock onto that. We're just going to teach you some marketing system. There is that stuff in there. Don't get me wrong. But what we do is first we look at structure. And that is, you're going to learn exactly how to get the fastest result, let me rephrase that, how to get the strongest results with your patients and clients in the shortest period of time. So there's efficiency, you're not burning out in the process, and they're leaving raving reviews, and the success rate is in the 90% plus range. Yes, we do go into messaging. So anything you say or write in a conversation or in an email or a post takes people from who the heck is this practitioner person to, oh my God, thank you for changing my life and taking my credit card and doing it in a high integrity, ethical way. We're going to go over marketing tactics. We're going to go over the 4 or 5 specific marketing tactics and strategies / funnels, if you want to call them funnels, that work really well in the wellness industry. And the reality is you probably won't use all 4 or 5 of them, but you'll pick 1 or 2 that work really for you. And we can help you point you in that direction for sure. And then of course, there's the ever fun conversation of enrolling people. And that is when somebody raises their hand and says they're interested, somebody's got to have a conversation. You've got to communicate to them. And so you're also going to learn exactly how to have those conversations in a person face-to-face conversation, either live physical setting or on Zoom or on a telephone, to where you're getting more of the right people saying yes to the right price. So this is all about how to, and also on how to decrease your costs and expenses so you can have a high profit margin. So it's all about maximizing internal profit margins and maximizing internal revenue versus having to spend all your time out there going for external revenue. And Ellie, do you want to explain what the difference between internal and external revenue is?
Well, really, again, before we jump into that, I also just want to highlight a little bit about what you said, Adam, which is, increasing profits. And one thing that I think is really, really important, because this is often a trigger for people, is that I want you to think about the healthier your health company is, and the more you're able to not, do like a churn and burn. I have to see, 15 clients a day and I have to see this many people a month. The more you can have a better work-life balance in this. And again, the healthier your profit margins are, the more you'll be able to do that. And I think that this is, again, another really important point, because so many people say, well, I'm worried about doing this, and I'm worried about doing that, or I'm worried about increasing my price because, this is healthcare and everybody should be able to afford it. But the thing is that a lot of the people that we see in these scenarios are burning themselves out. And so they're not showing up as the strongest practitioner that they could be. They're not showing up in the most powerful way that they could be with their clients. And so the results across the board, they're not bad, but they're not as stellar as they could be, right? They're not in the space where people could be reaching. And so again, I think that this is something I really want you guys to think about, which is, how do you have a healthy health company? Because if you have a healthy health company, then you're more able to transfer your incredible knowledge and skill set and energy onto any patient that you work with.
Look, being a business owner is not easy. It never is. Just like being in a long-term relationship is not easy. It probably never will be, at least in the form, that I can see. And when you get out there and you do these things, we want to empower you. We want to teach you. So that's why we're doing the beta. There's a link in the description that you can come make the application. Remember, the people who get in before this Friday, December 22nd, 2023, are going to get some giant perks. The first is going to be 62% off of our normal fees. That is a huge difference. And then we also are going to double the time. Basically, we're just going to double time that we're working for people in exchange that you will partner with us on continuing to refine our certification process and leave a case study when you graduate. That's one thing we do ask, if that's cool with you guys. So if that's something you're interested in, like I said, find the link in the description, apply now. We've only got 5 spots through this Friday or until they're gone. And if you see this video after December 22nd, 2023, no worries. We will still have the, likely have the Integrative Marketing Functional Business Growth Impact certification available. It just will not be in the beta phase. We'll be rolling out of that. Like I said, I know our bookkeeper thinks we're nuts because what we're doing here, but what can we say? Wellness season is starting in 2 weeks on New Year's Day, January 1st. And I guess our giving glands are firing on all cylinders, right, Elia? Well, what we want to do is we really want to see the people following Move Think Smile. We really want to see people dedicated to wellness, getting to the root cause of disease and dysfunction, win big in 2024 by tipping the scales from sickness to wellness. Because there's just too many people stuck in traditional healthcare just managing and mitigating their symptoms. Would you agree?
Yes, absolutely. I agree. And again, click that button to apply. I think, again, this really, if I had to highlight what I see as one of the biggest factors, is just remember, it's like we talk to so many people who are trying to hire and outsource people to help with their marketing and get more leads and have more sales. But the thing is they don't really understand how to do it for their business. So when you don't understand clearly how to do it for your business, you typically make poor decisions on hires. And then that just leaves everybody frustrated, the company that you hired and you. And so we just want to see people be able to maximize those relationships.
All right. So if you want to rock out 2024, help us change the lives of a lot of people out there, get them into wellness, get them out of sickness, and you'd like to have a healthy health company along the way and exponentially increase your bottom line, all while putting a lot of money back into people's pockets because we're getting them out of managing and mitigating the symptoms in sick care, then go ahead, find the link in the description. If you're on Facebook, it's going to be likely in the post above this, depending on where you're looking at. We'll also put it down in the comments. If you're following it somewhere else, like on YouTube, it'll be in the description below the video, but we'll also put it in the comments as well. And until then, everybody have a freaking happy new year. We've got 14 days till 2024. I'm super excited here. That's why we're doing this. And we want to give you guys, we want to empower you. That's why we're doing this. We're making a certification. We've dropped down the investment to get into it, so you can really get out there and you can rock this world. And on that note, Ellie, is there anything else you'd like to chip on?
No, that's it. Just really excited for the conversations that we've been having so far and the ones that are coming.
All right, guys. Happy New Year coming up. Happy Merry Christmas if you follow that. If not, happy holidays or however you'd like to do it. And go ahead, find the link in the description and click on it and apply for our Impact Certification Beta, Integrative Marketing and Functional Business Growth. Talk soon, everybody.